Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Rat Shack Unhinged.
Hey, thank you very much. Hold your applause until we finish this thing, okay?
In today's episode, we will be continuing modifications on this 1985 Chevy Monte Carlo SS. Here we go.
So is there the same number of screws in all manifolds? Or is it just based on the motors?
Every small block, yeah. Every small block has this many bolts, and the big block has more bolts, more runners, more head bolts. But yeah, this is typical small block.
So what motor is in this car?
This is a 350 with a 400 scat. It's actually called a 383 stroker. It's built on a 354 bolt main motor. And as you saw, it's a roller motor, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool. You know.
Yeah. Now, why do you suppose they opted for a small block versus big block in such a big car? Because this car could definitely accommodate a big block.
Absolutely, it could, yeah. But
is there an advantage to the small block?
yeah, people that like small blocks, they really love them because they rev high, and people like to scream at motors, and they make a lot of torque. I'm just a big block fanatic because I just love the way they sound. I love the way they look. I love the way they perform. You know, you get a big block in high gear and just stab it to the floor. Just they call it let it eat. And it just all grunt, you know.
Yeah.
But small blocks, they definitely perform. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they don't. I don't want to start a.
I don't want to start a small block, big block war.
I was going to say a holy war.
Yes.
And everybody's really passionate about them. You know.
I know.
And we're not going down that.
You're not going that roll. Yes, exactly. You and I were on the same page for that one.
Yeah. We know what'll happen, right?
Yes.
But is there an advantage to each? Yeah. I mean, the big block is much heavier, so the front end gets loaded, and you got to change front end components, and you know, on drag racing, which is what this car is,
you want it light.
You want it light, exactly. You want it light. You want it to hook, and you want it to just pound for pound. You just want it to just make as much horsepower per pound as you can.
Yeah.
And isn't that nice?
It is.
That noise you hear is brought to you by a V10 Excursion. That's our neighbor up the road there.
Yes, you get to know all the vehicles in the neighborhood eventually, don't you?
He doesn't drive that truck unless his foot is to the floor. Everywhere he goes, his foot's to the floor.
The truck's not going to have a long life.
No, good looking truck though.
It is.
I like it a lot. I'm just a diesel fan, so.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we won't go down that road either, right?
No, we won't play that one today.
No.
So when it comes to the drag strip, do they have different classes based on small block, big block?
No, it's basically based on the body of the car, the motor, the weight, and what your index is, and basically that means where you're expected to, how quick you think you're going to run, and that determines, you know, what class, sportsman class, or ultra class, or drag race class, or super stock, modified, you know?
Yeah.
You know about that stuff, right?
Yeah, well, our viewers might not.
Oh, you're right. Our viewers.
Yes. It's good to provide them with
So
some
this is a
information.
car, it's basically set up to just be a Friday night on the street.
Run what you brung type of
Run
car.
what you brung. Have fun with the imports.
The imports. Those are very common at the track, aren't
They're common
they?
at the track, and we really don't get along with the imports.
It's a different sort of people that own the imports.
Nothing against the import guys, but over here, if it's not Chevrolet, it's foreign, and we just don't work on foreign cars here.
Yeah. No Subarus at the Rat Shack.
No. No Subarus. We've got a nice snowblower down there if you're interested in that. That's it's really right.
Yeah.
Nice John Deere, an old school
Yes.
from the 60s.
It's nice.
A real deer.
Real deer.
Real deer.
Real deer.
So yeah, check us out on the web, and let us know if you want to come to the cookout.
Yeah.
If you're local. If you're not, I mean, we might be able to get you. They have those plane fares for bereavement.
For bereavement.
Wow, you might want to tell them that one of your imports died and you want to go look at it.
You want to head out to the Rat
Want to head out
Shack?
to the Rat Shack to check out a small block race car or a big block race car.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll cut you a deal. They
Oh,
have those
of course.
bereavement plans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My Subaru died.
My
I need to get
Subaru-
into the American Motors.
Do I get a discount on airfare? And the answer is yes, you do.
Sure you do.
Sure you do. They might not like your story,
No.
but if you can convince them that it was, what do they call them now when you have pets and vehicles that are more of a personal comfort?
Oh, those are
thing?
those comfort animals.
Comfort things,
there.
right?
Yeah.
We know some people who've had that.
Yeah.
I once had somebody tell me they registered their alligator as a comfort pet.
An alligator, huh?
How discomforting.
That is discomforting.
Oh my God.
So if people want to fly out here to Connecticut, then they can.
Yeah,
they too
that's
can
right.
come to the Rat Shack.
And we are into the lovely Connecticut.
Yes. We're not that far from an international airport, actually.
and
So,
we're
you know,
real-
they could come from overseas even.
And we're really close to the major drag strips here.
Yes.
You know, and, all you Lebanon Valley guys out there, folks out there, you'll be seeing us.
Yes.
Be taking some names and some numbers. And all right, that concludes us putting the manhole on. Rat girl.
That's quite a job there.
It is. Doesn't it look good?
It does.
It do.
It's beautiful.
It do.
It do. Why are you so excited?
I'm about to lose control.
And you think you like it?
How did you know? Can't stump the Rat Shack girl when it comes to lyrics, everybody. Right?
No, you can't.
Right
So,
in.
Are you just tightening them randomly? It's not.
No, I'm not
it's
doing
not
anything
something
right
you
now.
have
What I'm
to.
doing is just squaring the corners. I'm not tightening. All I'm doing is just going to put a little tension on the corner so that it seats nice. And then I'll just pull in a little. But we got a proper torque sequence. Look, I'm not even. All I'm doing is just seating the bolts. Okay,
I see.
that's important.
So they have to be torqued down to a certain pressure after
Correct. And how are we going to torque them?
with a torque wrench.
With a torque wrench.
So what's the correct pressure that they're going
This
to?
one here, we got to look it up. I don't remember it off the top of my head. And I don't want to tell you something and then have it be wrong.
Wow, very good.
Yeah. Somebody might look at us and say, hey, I saw that guy torque it to 95 pounds, which it's not. It's way,
Yeah.
nowhere near that. But all I'm doing is I'm setting the gasket right now. See?
Yeah.
That's it. There's no torque here at all. I just want to make sure it's being pulled down in the corners now and let it relax a little, because that RTV, it wants to harden up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want it to bed. And then I'm going to go back and clean this so this looks really good. And we'll use that same cleaner, you know.
Yep.
Get rid of this coil bracket while I'm here. I don't need that anymore because we got the MSD, right?
Yeah.
How's that look?
Looks good.
Good. Hey everybody, welcome.
Studs out. Why do you have to get the studs out?
Because I have to move them to the outside. See how they're on the inside yet? I need them to be on the outside.
How are you going to do that?
That's what I was asking you. What do you think? How are we going to do that?
I don't know.
We're going to take and get 2 nuts. We're going to thread the first one down, thread the second one down on top of it, start cranking it up and lock the first nut against the second and thread that stud right out of there.
Yeah.
And then we're going to put them in the outside because we're going with a big Holly carburetor here. Really big.
So that needs to accommodate that, and those aren't enough.
Exactly. What size do you think those 1/2-inch bolts are?
And those are 1/2-inch bolts, I believe.
That's good.
I think you might need a 1/2-inch
I
wrench
think
for
you're
those.
right. I think you're right. Really? Tighter than the heads. Did not think it was going to be that tight.
What is it that you're loosening?
This is just a coil bracket. That's where it would be if we were on a factory car. Okay? So see where our coil's mounted on the
So our
throttle?
coil's mounted on the back.
Our
the
coil's right
MSD
there, right? See
ignition
it?
Coil, yes.
And I don't need this anymore, and it's in my way.
So you're getting rid of it so that...
And I don't need it.
Yeah.
So, out she comes.
Out she comes.
Out she comes. There we go. Is that gooder?
Gooder. That's gooder.
Yeah?
Yes, it is.
Alright, see, we don't need that anymore.
So now the bracket's gone.
Bracket is gone. Doesn't it look pretty?
It does.
Alright. Did we bring on a wrench for those manifold?
No.
No. Last time we were taking it off, we identified those bolts to be what size? Anybody playing along at home, remember? 9/16.
They were 9/16. I forgot.
Did you really forget?
I did really forget.
Oh. So much for classes.
I know, right? Should have known that.
Alright, see, so I'm just, see the snug? Look, all I'm doing is just, see it, just snugging?
Just snugging
Yeah,
it.
I'm not, because I'm not torquing them yet. Again, I'm just, this Permatex, look. See it?
Yeah.
I'm going to clean that off. See, doesn't it look nicer now?
Yes, it does.
And now I know, see, when you look at the blue,
You're going to know that it's sealed all the way around.
exactly. Not in. Exactly. No, I can't get it socket in here. So again, not tightening them,
You're just snugging them.
just snugging them to what? I want to set the gasket into the RTV.
Do you have to let it set for a little while?
I will.
Is that so it seats properly before you torque it?
It just gives it just a chance to just firm up a little bit. Just get it down. And make sure you don't use lock washers on these aluminum
Lock
bolts.
washers? Why
It
would
just
you do
made
that?
me realize when people are changing factory manifolds, cast iron and putting they tend to use the same bolts, which is fine. But those have a lock washer on them, and if you put a lock washer under this nut and you go to tighten it, you're just going to rip the aluminum right up.
Yeah, because aluminum's not ready for that.
Exactly. So it's a small little thing, but just remember, don't use a lock washer.
No lock washers.
You'll be really disappointed if you do.
Yes.
Do you understand though? 'Cause
I
the
do
lock washer
understand.
would just tear it apart.
Because it's aluminum. It's
'Cause
not
it's
cast.
aluminum. Aluminum's pretty.
It is pretty and it's light.
It's light. You see how easy I handled that when I put it in there?
Yeah,
Nice, right?
very nice. So that's one more way of reducing weight for the
Reducing
drag
weight,
strip.
right. Alright, so now, just snugging them.
Now when you switch out the manifold like this, does that mean you have to switch out the gears in the back?
If we didn't have tall enough gear, or stout enough gear, then, because we need this thing has RPM requirements, and it's gotta run upstairs. So you gotta have either a stick, or you gotta have gear to be able to pull this out of the hole.
Yeah. And this does have that?
This has the gear, and it has, as remember me mentioning, a high stall speed converter.
Yeah.
So basically, when you go to take off with this, it's doing like 2,000, 2,500, 3,000 right when we're
Right when you start.
right, and it converter flashes it. This is a 3,800 stall speed converter, so it's just like dropping a clutch on a standard. You know what I mean? So will it take it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. That's all set.
So that's a torque wrench.
We had our. This is a torque wrench. This is the beam style torque wrench.
What makes it a bean
So
style?
the difference is there's a beam and then there's a click torque.
Okay.
And this one here, I'm going to watch it come up so I know about the torque that's on them before it clicks. See, with a
Okay.
click, I set it, and then I keep turning it, and then it's going to go click, and it tells me where it's at. This, I can see the torque building. And because I have one or two that are going to be a little difficult to get it, I'm going to watch how much leverage I'm putting on there. That says, you're going to see this beam is going to be moving. All right, so what am I doing? Tightening this up so that I can feel what 25 pounds is going to feel like in that open end wrench, because I can't get to those other two and I don't have a slider. So, all right, so okay, now watch that beam. Watching it?
Mm-hmm.
There's 10, 15, 20. See the 20?
Yeah.
5.
Okay.
Now, why did I do that? Because these 4, which we have to tighten first, I don't have a slider. In other words, I don't have a tool that I can get in this breech. I can barely get the wrench in.
Yeah.
So what am I going to do? I want to take...
You want it to feel the same as that.
Exactly. So I'm going to feel that and know right there. I know what that feels like. Plus or minus, right?
Yeah.
I've been doing it a long time, so I can tell. So give us a torque sequence, Rat Jack Girl. This is very important.
Buttons
I know.
anytime. Okay.
Okay, so we got the manifolds on. We got the bolt snugged up against the RTV. Gasket's got a good set, as you can see. Starting to tacky a little bit here. So now
And
we
we've looked up the.
just looked up the torque specs, and we found out that's 25 foot-pounds. And we also looked up the all-important torque sequence. So we have found out that we have to go here, 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 and here. So basically clockwise from the inside.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and snug these down to about a third of where I know they go. Third, 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 and then I'm going to come back and tighten some more. And I'm going to be doing this now by feel because I know what that one was, right? Approximately. Okay, so I'm going to get this square. So you can see we're going to pull down the center first, right?
Yep.
All right, so just go till we get them here. So you want to always break the torque down into intervals, you know? So a third, a third, a third. So that's all. I went around the horn, right?
Yep.
Now we're going to do it again. Now we're going to start putting a little bit more torque. This is the second pass. See how much easier that is now. Pull it down. And then the same thing here. Whoops. And then the same thing here. Okay? Now, where did your next ones tell me to go? When do we do these? Next?
That's the next. Yeah.
5. Get this one done, right? Should use these here. We're gonna
You can
dial
use
right
the
in.
torque wrench.
Exactly. But we're gonna go thirds on them again, right?
Yep.
At least we know we're pulling it down in the way it. That'll rock one set. Okay, and then the front ones. 9, 10.
10. And then inside, outside. 11, 12.
11. And I can use the ratchet on that one, huh? This guy here, we'll get started down here. Good. Okay, so we've got like 1/3 on all the bolts
Okay.
in the correct order. So now we'll go back, get these, because I've already brought these down. So now we can start using torque wrenches. So we already knew this was here, 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 and here, right? So watch that beam if you want to. Yeah, see, we did pretty good on the 1/3. And we want 25 pounds, right?
Yep.
Why am I not using an extension?
Because you don't need it.
Don't need it, and it would change the torque value.
It changes the value.
Yep, it would take more. The torque wouldn't be accurate anymore with the extension on it. You'd have to figure the loss with the extension. Pretty cool, huh?
That is pretty cool.
All right, let's
I
do
bet you most people don't think of that.
Most people don't. And at the end of the day, how much is it going to change it on 25 to be real critical? If you were doing main bearings and stuff like that, but it's a manifold, and we pretty much squared it off pretty good. So see the beam? Now we're coming up on 20. You want to be right on it when I get it right. Where are we going to read it now? And 20. Now if I had a click one, I'd go, and you would hear it go tick.
Yeah.
See, I can watch how it's coming up. And then we did this one, now, what's this one?
Yep.
All right. Thanks for helping me remember.
You're welcome.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Where we're here, I'll take
Yep.
it down. Okay. And then
Inside, outside.
we might have another problem with this one. No? Okay, good. Perfect. How we looking? Good?
You're looking good.
See that beam?
I do.
25. The only one I want to get it, that one there, and this one here in the center. Alright, all we got really to do is just square up the centers a little bit more, which we knew we were playing with before, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that that one's good. That one's got to come down. I'll come down on the other side. We're going to let it set and let the motor heat up. Once the motor's hot, and we're going to do it again. Because what happens with aluminum? It gets hot, expands and contracts.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we want to get the final set to be right on the moon. Here we go. Awesome.
Thermostat next.
Thermostat goes in. How does it go in?
Drops in.
Yeah, any idea? I mean, does it go? You ever see anybody do that?
No.
I have.
That would be bad.
I have seen it though with a straight neck.
Upside down?
They forgot that's upside down. It happens. How's that look?
It looks much better.
Doesn't that look gooder?
Yes.
Now we're going to put little bolts in there. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Little bolts. Perfect, perfect. Just going back together.
Yes, she is.
Better go make some noise, right?
Mm-hmm. So what's the purpose of torquing that the head down, or the manifold down rather?
Oh, torquing it down? Just
Yeah.
so even pressure all the way across. Really important with aluminum.
So how does that affect the motor performance?
Oh, a lot, because if it's not torqued in the right sequence and the right pressure, you could have low points, you could have distortion, which will ultimately lead to vacuum leaks. You don't want to leak vacuum.
So that's something that people need to really be cognizant of if they try to do this work.
Oh yeah. Okay, he's on.
Stay tuned to see what happens next in this Monte Carlo series. Be sure to subscribe to our channel here at the Rat Shack and make sure that you check out the Monte Carlo playlist so that you don't miss one step in this process. And we'll see you very soon.